unprecedented. We put the rods in for reinforcement through the back. You ought to see the fence we set up to route that. Yep. And so this guitar will sell for about 11 grand. And Preston glued these frets in because we're never ever going to do a fret job on this guitar, ever. It should be good stainless steel. It should last for 100 years. That's stainless steel before it has to be refretted. So and that was the whole point, you know. A guitar like this, you don't really want to have to do a refret, but we crazy glued them in there and pressed them in there, so they're not going to be fun to try to get out of there. And those are jumbos. I made the neck nice and thin, made it a nice thin line neck. It's got the Fender's 2 7/32 string spacing, so it's a big wide string spacing. The widest is the Fender, and it has a Graphtec nut here. Those have to be replaced every couple 3 years because the string sliding back and forth. It stays in perfect tune, but the string sliding back and forth eventually wear down after a couple years of serious playing, and then you have to replace them. And it's $10, big deal. So you replace the nut when you go in every couple years to get a setup. That's just the cost of doing business. You spend $6 on a set of string, you can spend $10 on a Graphtec nut. It's no big deal. I really like this, how you can get your hand down in there too, for playing up at 25. So 25 frets is, you know, the D chord. You got your big D, so you got the blues box way up here for the D chord, which is pretty cool. It's got two Koloff pickups. Koloff makes these pickups. They're Alnico 3s. They're going to be really nice and creamy and warm sounding, and they're clean too. I think the bridge was a 9.5 and the neck is a 7.8. So they're semi-hot, but not really hot. And the ohms of output, they're not too hot. But what a guitar, huh? We could talk about this guitar all day. It's just huge headstock too, by the way. It's just an amazing build. So yeah, I mean, I think we really went to town on this. It's taken almost 2 years now of time to get this guitar to this point. I mean, this hasn't been an everyday job working. We've built, you know, I don't know, 10 guitars in between this one. But every now and then a slab of wood will come into our possession where we go the extra mile. And this was one of those slabs we got from a guy up in Pennsylvania. And it was such a nice looking piece of ash, you know. We didn't really want to, we really didn't want to do anything to make a one-piecer out of it, which is what we did. And it's just nice. I like the contours on it. Very nice. All this rollover here is really nice. It's just gorgeous. And it's very big. It's way bigger than a Les Paul. So Les Paul is like the inside of the that golden color. So it's about 1.5 inches bigger than a Les Paul. And but it's lightweight because it's been chambered. And it's all ash. So it's got a nice mid-range cut. The thing about ash is I've noticed that it's very you know, just solid in the mid-range. Very solid mid-rangey guitar. That's what ash is. It's punchy, but it's not soggy on the bottom end like mahogany. And it's just one of those guitars that, you know, cuts right through the mix, especially for a three-piece band. This is an ultimate guitar for three-piecers. Awesome.